Hi there viewers, I'm the Extraordinary Tourist and welcome to a very rainy, cold day here in Gawler, South Australia. If you do happen to hear sort of the sound of rain on the roof, there's not too much I can do about it in here, so we'll just have to sort of persevere with it. Today in this video I thought I'd treat you to some skateboard grip tape art using Posca Paint Pens, and I've got to say I'm fairly nervous to actually film this video because I haven't done any grip tape art in a seriously long time. In fact, the last time I did any of this kind of art would have been pretty close to about 17 years ago. So it's going to be interesting to see how my art turns out. I'll show you what I'm planning to draw on a skateboard, which I'm resurrecting an old design from 2009, just a sketch that I drew of this crocodile here. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. Sort of rocking out with a synthesizer keyboard there. It's just a sketch that I drew back in 2009 as a possible idea for a painting that never eventuated. And sort of today I've been going back through all my sketchbooks to see if I could find something suitable for my first venture back into grip tape art, and that's pretty much what I came up with. So without any further ado, I'll just get on with it, and we'll hopefully at the end of it have a reasonably good looking piece of grip tape art. So right away you can see that I don't start drawing any guidelines or anything. I just get straight into drawing the design on the board, starting with the eyes. The reason why I do this is because unlike other artists that do grip tape art, I don't use, or generally don't use, black paint pen. I like to use the black of the grip tape to be the colour of the black in the design. And if I started just drawing guidelines all over the place, it would be very easy to draw a guideline where I want a black line to be. So I just get right in there and try and draw out the design as I go, sort of really thinking about where the black lines need to be. This footage is actually sped up 15 times, but if you see it in real time, I'm actually drawing fairly, not slowly, but carefully and sort of with small strokes, so that if I do make any mistakes, it's not generally going to be a big dramatic mistake. And you see this leg that I'm drawing at the moment, that actually didn't come out right at all. You'll see later on in the side-by-side sketch that that back leg really ended up being too big, and the lines on it aren't correct. So that is actually probably the biggest mistake I did in the design that I'm not happy with. But if you're not really aware of it, it probably looks okay, I would imagine. But there's not much you can do to fix it up because, as I said, once you start drawing, you've really got to commit to the lines and just sort of do the best with what you've drawn, and if you do make a mistake, then you just have to try and hide it as best you can. So there you go, that's the finished artwork on the skateboard deck. For me it's been quite a challenge transferring the original design to the deck. If you sort of compare the two, you'll notice that the final design has very different proportions to the original sketch, which is largely due to the fact that there's not a lot of room for error, and once you commit to a line or a mark on the skateboard, you pretty much have to go with it because you can't erase anything. So you have to try and make the rest of the lines as you add them match in with the ones before, and consequently that's how the proportions sort of end up being a little bit different. But having said that, it doesn't really matter too much because people generally don't see the original sketches. All they see is the finished design, and as long as that looks reasonably good, that's all that really matters. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, so I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this artwork. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye for now.